Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 7, Episode 46? 46? 47? 47, isn't it? Yeah. 47, Chris. We've got one more to go. One more episode after this one. And we are nearly done. So I've got to tell you, Chris, I mean, I think for a couple of episodes this season, you've said that, this is the worst episode. I think for me, this was my worst episode. What did you reckon?
I may be on the same page as you, Dave. I think what was really bad about this episode was fucking, I said in yesterday's episode, Toby and Chloe have got a great chance here to steal it because I think they are possibly second favourites behind Liam and Liam Millie. Liam and Millie. And I thought, you know what, we're going to get a bit of time on them and we're going to get this date. Fuck me, blinking you'll miss it date. It was literally, every expense was spared. Again, it was made out, it was this Alice in Wonderland thing to Chloe. We didn't see anything. Even Faye and Teddy had a better date. I mean, Cousin Tyler's was a good date. Obviously, bloody Liam and Millie's went on for nearly 15 minutes. So
they're the producers' darlings, aren't they?
Oh, Dave, without a doubt. And it even segued into tonight's episode as well, because we see them go on the date. It's all fun. They come back and it's like, wow. I'm literally had, I think it was not short of 3 to 4 minutes on that date. I mean, I know look, you could look at it the other way and say, well, what are they actually going to talk about? I can't see there's going to be some riveting conversation there. You could say that. I'm not saying I am, but you're right. It's so obvious where, and I think the money was with Jake and Liberty until this fell apart because they got the yacht and Liam and Millie got this whole other massive event, didn't they? In that, so that's where the money's gone. Faye and Teddy got a load of fucking carnations, as I said yesterday, in a swimming pool. Cousin Tyler got like a nice little date with a bit of music there. And obviously, they had Millie playing the fucking Shara Jacka before behind him and that on the piano.
The piano lessons paid off, Chris, apparently. According to Millie's mum.
Well,
agree to disagree.
Yes. I tell you what was funny about the day, though. Ian Sterling had me pissing myself when he said, with the people where the budget is, the budget people for the series. And then he went, fucking, because we're going to sack him. What is this? This Alice in Wonderland. I was like, thank God. That's the old Ian Sterling.
Calling it out.
Yeah, that was funny. That actually was funny. But yeah, I think the only thing that was good after that was Tyler pissed on the seat and Kaz is like, Tyler, you've left it. Oh, sorry about that. Typical bloke there. He's getting a bollocking. So. The Dave, come on. Let's get into it. Fucking the dates. The family, sorry.
The family. So usually you've got someone coming in there and reading not the riot act, but being truthful. Giving a little bit of advice that's actually quite good and helping their kids or friends see things in a different way. I just thought all of the people who came in just pretty much pandered to, whoever they were coming in to see. And the person I thought who got off the most lightly was Faye. And she was in the VT and like her friends just did exactly what we speculated that they probably do. They just validate her. They excuse her behavior on the outside, write it off. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Teddy's brothers said a little bit, something about the blow up being a bit of an understatement or something, but that was it. And she was in the VT. It's like, ooh, I think they've got something to say, And it's like, no, you fucking deserve to have the riot act read to you. And they didn't at all. So everyone just sidestepped everything. And honestly, Chris, I thought this episode was a waste of fucking time.
Well, I
agree.
I don't agree necessarily, David.
Don't disagree. I
I
think you're
don't
looking for.
disagree. Yeah. No, I must admit, my blood was boiling because it was Faye's sister more than anything. She was complicit, completely going on with the fact that and what annoyed me was a dialogue. She said, "Oh well, we've seen it. And we got the Faye we love, the unfiltered Faye." I went, "What?" So basically, when she's at home, she acts like a fucking spoilt brat and bullies everyone until she gets her own way. And you're one of the reasons why. You might be scared of her, but all right. It's a sister thing. They love each other. Everything. You can. We all do it. I've got 5 sisters and 3 brothers, so we all look past each other's faults, Dave. You know what I mean? Because you'll be there standing with them on the bloody battlefield if you had to, even when I've done it many a time. I've stood up for some of my brothers, and then afterwards I'm going, actually, you were the prick, and I fucking put my neck out here for you, and got into many a dust up for that. That's family, but her parents need to have a look at themselves, because if they're going to let her do that through her life. And we said this, and I know it's harping on about Faye again, and it's a broken record. It just got me annoyed because I thought you should have gone in there and said, Faye, I think you're out of order. I think you need to have a look at it back. And he's glad you guys are in a good space, and Teddy's forgiven you. And it was wrong what happened, but just have a look, and that's what. I mean, they might do that privately, but the fucking Vanilla Ice bullshit we got tonight was it was just nonsense. It really got me annoyed because I thought, and that's why that girl has got away with acting the way she does all her life, because nobody has put her to task. Exactly what we both said about what we thought was going on.
And I tell you what, she's going to get a massive fucking shock when she comes out the villa and realizes what people actually think.
Yeah.
I know there's lots of Faye apologists out there. I know there's lots of people excusing their behaviour just the same, but there's a lot of people who see it like we see it, and it's like, it's fucking toxic. You can have all the reasons you want. Doesn't mean that you have to act like a complete bellend. So yeah, I think she's going to have a bit of a shock there. Chloe and Toby's parents coming in, I thought that was pretty cute, to be honest. And again, it just validates. I'm honestly thinking just give them the 50k now, Chris.
I'm with you, and I tell you what as well, Dave. What a load of bullshit this social distancing thing was. I'm sorry, it's fucking nonsense. You've not seen your family. These fuckers in this villa have been swapping saliva, toothpaste, every bodily fluid going, and yet they're not allowed to hug or fucking kiss like the mums and dads or the. I'm sorry, I'd have broke ranks, me. I'd have dived straight on them. You know what I mean, Dave? I don't care what they say. It's bullshit. They've been isolating anyway to go in the villa, so what's the problem? It just made no sense to me, that.
You don't know what they've been doing. I mean, I just think that, well, The Bachelor didn't seem to have a problem, did it? They were not asked. Everyone was coming in and there was no fucking bubble. This bubble was just a myth. What I think, even if someone did break ranks, right, went over, give someone a massive hug, the producers would have come in, no, sorry, we can't show that, because ITV have got a duty of care as well. They have to prove that they are able to, make sure that everyone's following the guidelines and everything. So there's no way that they would show that if someone did it. But maybe it's a specific UK Spanish thing, maybe, that it's all about being in bubbles, isn't it? So the Love Island contestants, as well as all the producers, film crew, all of that, they've been in a bubble. So you've got people coming in from outside the country, outside of that bubble. And then what are they going to do? Are they going to quarantine after for 2 weeks? Did they quarantine for 2 weeks before? I'm not sure. So I don't think it's bollocks. I think it's probably enforced on them, just with where we are now. I think it's probably more to do with Spanish law than anything else.
Well, you know what? I didn't know. You could be right there, but also, did you see After Sun? And you had this thing where you had Olivia Atwood, these two no marks, I don't even know who they are, with Laura, who came out, and they were so close to the Islanders doing this fake faux relationship thing. There was no real distance in there. And so that's what I didn't get. From a family perspective, you could be right. Off camera, they've all hugged, kissed, everything, and say, look, we've got to film this. That's probably the more plausible thing, because you were all getting dead upset and all this. I don't know. It just didn't sit well with me. But at the end of the day, there's fuck all drama to talk about tonight, Dave. So I had to bring something to the table with it, I think.
So one thing I'm going to bring up, right? And I think Hannah is going to be fucking shaking her fist at whatever device she's listening on right in a minute. Because Chloe and Toby, I love them as a couple. I hope they win the 50K. I'm rooting for them more than anyone else. But I tell you what, Chris, Toby fucking pisses me off with this no regrets fucking mantra that he has. Right? He's got fucking no regrets to anything. And the problem with that I see is that wherever you are in life right now. Whatever choices you've made, Chris, you are still right there in the space and time that you occupy right now. Okay? If you're feeling good about life right now, that means every decision you made, you don't regret anything. And I just don't get it. I don't get how you can't reflect. If you don't regret anything, you never actually get better as a person. You never actually say, you know what? I am where I am now. I'm feeling pretty good about that. But you know what? Maybe I didn't have to hurt everyone else around me. Maybe I didn't have to make everyone around me feel like shit. You know, Toby's got none of that. Doesn't regret fucking anything and just gets on oblivious to everyone else's feelings. And that's, I think, we've gone on our own journey, haven't we? Because Toby was acting like a prize knob and we didn't like him. And then it's almost like a switch where it's like, you know what? This guy doesn't have any fucking self-awareness. He's not playing up to the cameras or anything. He's just like a kid, and there's something really endearing about it. So even before he got back together with Chloe, we were like, this kid is pretty entertaining. But I just, there's something about that whole no regrets mantra that just pisses me off.
Well, what about, and on the same subject, and I'm not disagreeing with you, Dave, yet again, is Chloe's mum. What the fuck was she on, Dave? I mean, she's like, you're iconic. She was really like fucking wound up like a coil. And the reason with Chloe is her sister, who looks just like her, obviously her mum as well, so she's double of her mum, Chloe. They didn't slag Toby off and go, he stitched you up. They went, we knew you'd get back with him. It's like, you're justifying Toby doing all this stuff to your daughter, and it doesn't fucking matter because you know what Chloe's like. She'll just take him back. And I'm like, but do you not see in the long run, that's not a good game plan for your daughter's health and well-being? Yeah, I mean, I don't think Chloe and Toby are going to be together for long after the Villa Dave. I think we're going to see maybe a month and that'll be it, to be honest.
I don't know. I think the chemistry that they have, the fun that they have together, I think you can't deny that. The challenge is going to be, obviously, Toby's DMs are going to be rammed full of Instagram models and hot women who are going to want to get to know him. And he's not going to fucking know how to handle that. And so I think together in a bubble, they are great. But I'm probably with you. I don't really see much long term with them. But no. You're right in that, really, if it was a proper conversation, surely the mum and sister would say something about that. They'd acknowledge that even. But it does seem to be, well, they even said like, oh, well, Chloe's not had much luck with men and whatever. Obviously, you're the knight in shining armor. It's like, well, your expectations are low then on how she's been treated, really. But the other way, I guess we could look at it is, they don't want to fuck up their chances of winning, do they? No. And that's why I felt this episode was so shit, was that everyone was playing along. Everyone was like being very tactical with it. If that's why they were, if you know what I mean. Chloe's mum, should have said something. I do think they should be checking the back seat of the fucking toilets for any powdery substances, to be honest. You was fucking on one, would you? Yeah, it's just everyone was playing along, everyone was singing their praises, no one said anything controversial. Snooze fest.
The only one who I thought did approach and say something to his son was Tyler's dad. When they came in, his dad's got some proper. He's got some moves on him, Dave, and he was quite funny. Tyler's dad, he was quite good, and his mum's there chatting to them, and he's like, "What are you doing? You know, you had it all." And then he told him he did. I think he was the only one. I did like. I know we said about Teddy's brothers. They did sort of go, but then they kept their mouth shut. But I don't think they like Faye. What I got the vibe from was Tyler and Kaz. You know, if he hadn't have done what he'd done in Casa Amor, they'd have a great chance of winning, I think. I think they would, because they come across. I bought into their relationship. I bought into that. There is something there between them. There is a bit of passion. They've got the fun together, and they seem like two good people. If he hadn't have shafted her in Casa Amor, then I think they would probably win it. I honestly would, and I'd say, and it seemed really nice for the families. But Kaz's mum, you know, Dave, the eyes don't lie. I don't think she's buying into to Tyler at all. I honestly don't think she is, because there was just something there. She was doing that fake. I'm really happy, but I'm not. I'm really unhappy, but I'm pretending that I'm happy. You know, the Steve Carell one day from The Office where he's got that Steve, and he's like, There was just something off there. We'll never know. We'll never see the woman again, and probably never hear anything. But I don't think she was just bought in as Tyler's family were.
Yeah. And it's going to be the same thing, isn't it? Tyler's DMs are going to be full. He couldn't he couldn't withstand the test of staying out of the main villa for 4 days. You know, he'd made a beeline for Kaz. It looked like they had an instant connection. I know they were only together for 4 days, but again, it's all like it just doesn't make sense, does it? To do what he did when you've got all the cameras. He knows that the producers exactly he knows what they want him to do. And he still went and, you know, he brought back, who was it? Clarissa, was it?
Clarissa, yeah. Clarice,
that's the one. So, yeah, I don't. Long term, I don't hold out much hope for them. But the chemistry is undeniable, isn't it? I do think they are great together. It's just the outside world that's going to be the problem for them. And you're right. If Tyler had not done that, no one else would be able to touch them.
No,
they'd be the only couple who, you know, are great together. The chemistry's undeniable, and, you know, didn't have a wandering eye or anything. They'd be the only couple, and they would win.
Yeah, and I'd be vouching for him saying that, because I think they've both got, like, especially Tyler's got a great personality. I think, you know, some of the things he's done, he's quite a funny guy, but just let himself down. But look, we're there. Nobody going into this final is not all the 4 couples have had discrepancies, Dave. One of them or two of them. So none of them are completely. The only ones who were Jake and Liberty, and they fucked off anyway because the relationships fell apart allegedly. So,
did you watch all of After Sun then?
I didn't know. I had to check out.
So they were on there, Jake and Liberty, and again, it came across like Jake did regret how he'd acted. And he had been looking back at footage and saying, yeah, obviously I didn't pay her any compliments or anything. So he seemed regretful. Liberty was acting like, you know, there's absolutely a closed door on this relationship now. And you know, Jake seemed to be open to something happening. But Liberty was definitely, you know, no, I did love him back then. And, you know, obviously that's all changed now.
Yeah, and that's very true. And like, look, the way it's being painted, I've said Teddy and Faye have got a chance, but Liam and Millie are just getting so much airtime. I mean, their family came in. We literally had 15, 20 minutes on their family, Dave. Everyone else was just a byproduct of their love story, and that's what's going to happen. I've said Faye and Teddy have got a chance. I do think they have a chance because weird things have happened in some of these shows, but I think the strong money's got to be on them. Them or Chloe and Toby. It's just too much. The way they forced it on us was very much like Molly May and Tommy when they won it. And it was just forced completely on him. You knew everything. You knew it was going that way, the whole story, because they had so much money and time spent on them compared to the others.
Yeah. I did like their parents, to be honest, and it is a whole Gavin and Stacey thing, isn't it? And they were talking about, it's 3 hours away, it's miles, and it's like, well, yeah. So if you make a weekend of it, obviously, 3 hours is not ridiculous, but where they are in their lives, they want to be spending more and more time, really, don't they? So I think probably Liam's going to end up moving. I would think closer. That's the only way. I could see them working on the outside. Again, the massive challenge in exactly the same way as Tyler is going to be Liam's DMs are going to be chock full of propositions. Can he, withstand all of those? But I think, he does seem to be close to his family as well. I think if he moves, they've got a bit of a chance. But yeah, 3 hours away, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not. And look, we're going into the last episode for me and you, personally, and there'll be a little bit of VT stuff that's going on in the villa, but mainly it's Laura Whitmore, and they're all just stood around. It's an hour and a half, Dave, which is tomorrow's episode. That's going to be a hell of a slog. Just to be invested in it, just to be like, yay!
We'll have a bit in the villa, won't we? And then we'll have the speeches. Everyone's trying to write their speeches and everything, and. Yeah, it's going to be a slog.
It is. Now, Dave, we've had an email from our good friend James as well. It's a little bit of what I'd said yesterday, some of the comments. So it's quite good, actually, in response to his email. He's put, Jake's comments. I said painful in that I did buy the tears, but I can be very naive, so who knows? Faye put on an act, but I see she's a big softie inside. I think she genuinely does care about Lib and was going to miss her. Chloe seemed authentic. Millie seemed genuine to me. I think Kaz was staying strong for her friend, which is why she wasn't crying. On another note, you may have mentioned it on the previous podcast, but I've never heard it. So, however, at least 2 times now, Jake has called Liberty an idiot or stupid on several occasions. He even said it on their last day in the villa. That, combined with all the stuff Jake has said over the few weeks, is why I don't think Liberty was playing a game. I genuinely think Liberty realised just how checked out Jake was in the relationship and decided to stay true to herself. Deep down in Liberty's gut, she knew Jake did not respect her or want her. He was getting frustrated and she shouldn't have to change herself for a loser like Jake. If anything was good about this season, it was seeing the moment that it dawned on Jake that he wasn't going to win the 50k. Laughed my arse off. Looking forward to the final. I'm rooting for Kaz Tyler or Chloe Toby. That's from Jane. That's a great email, that Dave. And look, mine was a pure pie in the sky conspiracy because of the way these shows work. It just was too cute. And that's why I said this was the reality radar. And I see a few people have questioned the reality radar, Dave, but it's got to go down as one of the highlights of this Love Island series for me. I mean,
I'm just going to point out, you're wobbling on your Faye and Teddy. The reality radar was rock solid that Faye and Teddy were going to win.
So, for me, the ones who are going to win are Faye and Teddy, Liam Millie, Chloe and Toby, and Kaz and Tyler, Dave. One of them is definitely going to win it.
Okay. I get it.
No, the Faye Teddy one is for me the actual Hail Mary one that I think could possibly come
it's
off.
Changing now.
No. You're going to hold me to task. Everyone is giving me shit. Everyone.
Oh, I got called out yesterday as well. I'd said, aren't there 4 couples at this point?
Oh, yeah. I threw under the bus.
Derek pointed out, no, there are 5 couples. So that was wrong. And what else? I was wrong over something else as well. Oh, the fact that we'd lose another couple tonight as well. So it's easier when no one listened, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you even said, though, didn't you? You said someone's going to correct me and say, I bet there is 5, because I've done when I've said stuff. I've got proper thrown, people have proper gone at me, but no, brilliant, Dave. And I will say, Dave, I'm not mentioning names, but I have had a few people contact me privately and say they agree with my theory about GBT.
Right. Just
that's all I'm going to say.
Is it like when you're telling jokes and not laughing out loud?
Laughing at
People don't want to support you in public.
Yeah, I'm not naming names, Dave, but there's been a couple of people contact me.
Fair enough.
So that's all I'm going to say. Okay. So anyway,
these
Mr.
fake, like, do they look like you with a fake mustache and glasses?
The nose, a bigger nose. Yeah. Fucking hell, Dave, be a massive nose if you're favouring on me. But anyway,
change the TV with it.
Fuck you.
Right, and on that bombshell.
No, Dave.
Oh no, we're doing the Patreon, don't we? Sorry. Go on, I'll show.
No, I forgot to do the Patrons yesterday, so I do apologise, guys. As always, big thanks to everyone who supports us. Patreon.com/CD Reality Cast. Facebook has been amazing as well. Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Get over there and join. Loads of people joining every day. It's been really fun. And I've got to say, some of the comments are amazing, but Derek he's just throwing everything out, statistics, insider stuff. He even had to put a post up saying, do people want me to put any insider stuff? And I think it was actually more people did. He's been brilliant. Everyone has on that community on Facebook. So thank you, guys. And as always, roll call of honour. So we have got on our patrons, Ken, Lucky Lulu Green, Lauren, Tracy, Hayley, Hennessy, Susan, Priscilla, Ed, Hannah, Dee Dee, Katie, Libby, Helen, Joanna, Zoe, Amy, Claire, Noreen, Jacqueline, Neve, Chloe, Brianna, Charlie, Abby, Helen, Shern, and Lucy. So thank you so much. And you know what, Dave? You know what I'm going to do? Because it's the last episode, I'm going to let you read them all out tomorrow, Dave.
Nice.
I want to know if you can do it in one breath. So
you're so good at it.
Yeah, I'm fucking damn right.
Like doing the dishes and stuff. You just do them so well.
It's like playing the guitar. I can't play the guitar and sing, but there you go. And I was doing the motion of rubbing your stomach and your head. Anyway, yeah. And also, if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. So big thank you again. Amazing stuff this season. We've had the great Joe Russell sending us voicemails. We do need to get her back on, Dave, because she has been on as a guest a few times. She's good fun. I said yes, Michelle Jordan from the BBC. So things are happening, guys, and me and Dave love the fact that more people are listening to us just talk nonsense about reality TV. So we have got a show in mind, haven't we, Dave, when this finishes, but we are definitely having a week off at least, guys. So
yeah.
We'll announce that tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, it's been a good one again, mate. Making sense of that shit show that we watched. So, yeah, I'll speak to you next time, and thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.